grab a beer and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy, and as always, I'm joined by Jim.
Mike, are you there, buddy?
I'm here.
I'm glad to be back.
I know. Last week, I was so impressed.
I'm picking myself up off the floor.
I thought we're going to continue this little IPA adventure we started last week.
All right.
But this time, we're going to hit some that I'm pretty sure you've never tried before as far as style.
But what do you mean? You said IPA. I mean,
there's
not many good IPAs, are there?
Well, yeah, there's a number of them. Last week we had a number of them that were really good.
We did have some good hazy. So you said we got 6 hazy IPAs?
No.
Oh.
No. Similar but different.
Similar but different.
I remember last week they were right in that, for ABV, they were right kind of in that, what the highest one was, I think 6.8, I believe.
You're right, yep.
Today, the lowest one we're starting with is a 7%.
Oh, so we're not even going down. We're going higher.
Oh, no. All of these continue. Yes, they're climbing. We're going big.
Oh.
We're going big. So we got a couple of double-digit ABVs.
No.
Oh, yeah. We've got a double IPA and a triple IPA. And I don't think you've ever had triple, I don't think, for sure.
I don't think I've even had a double.
Okay, well.
Is this like a double shot of Jack Daniels?
Kinda.
Kinda?
Yeah. If you go into it looking at it like that, I think it's going to help you. I think you're going to be I think you're ready.
Oh, boy. I mean, last week, those hazy IPAs were drinkable. I mean, they were okay. They had good citrus flavor. I appreciate all that they did, the work for those. So hopefully, are we going to have the similar flavors that we had from last week?
I'm hoping. So you never know. And like I said, now these ones, like I said, they're higher ABV.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting because I don't know the IBUs on them. I'm thinking you might have some information on that when we get to each one.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be interesting because I don't think any of these said hazy on it anywhere.
Oh, say that again?
I didn't see one that didn't say, there's nothing that says hazy, so I don't think we have any hazies this week.
Boy, you're getting me, my stomach is already starting to quiver right now.
You're starting to look a little pale. I don't know.
Well, can we try one and we'll see how it goes?
Yeah, let's start with one.
All right.
See how it goes, and then we'll just progress from there. How about
Hopefully
that?
Upward, not downward.
Or outward. Yes. I don't want you to progress outward either. So the first one we got is by Goose Island.
Goose, didn't we? We had one last week.
We had their the hazy beer hug last week.
Decent. That was pretty good.
Yep. This one is their neon beer hug.
Okay.
And it has again the same thing, but the can is blue instead of, I think the one last week was
kind of yellow
or greenish or whatever it was. And this one says 10,000 volts of flavor.
Ooh.
So that should be interesting.
So it says a shockingly easy drinking 7% ABV IPA with an electric bouquet of tropical and citrus flavors. That's good.
Yeah.
Nougat, Sultana, Citra, Mosaic, and Eureka hops.
Oh, wow.
Provide the spark that makes Neon Beer Hug shine.
A lot of hops. Wow.
And a lot of citrus, a lot of tropical. So there might be a lot going on in this one.
Yeah.
The Neon Beer Hug.
Neon Beer Hug. Color-wise, it's kind of in between a hazy and a...
Yeah, it looks...
And a normal,
Not overly... I mean, it's just yellow-ish, kind of light yellow.
Yep.
It's got a thick white head on it.
It almost has a color of like a Pilsner.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it? I mean,
I can see my fingers through it, so it's not hazy.
Well, you can smell the tropical. I smell tropical anyway.
A little bit, not over the top.
Not over the top, but you can definitely a little bit of dryness on the finish.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I was just thinking there's a lot going on.
I can't figure out a lot of it.
A little bit of a sweetness, which I'm sure is from the tropical fruit and all that other stuff that they talked about. But boy, it's definitely, it's busy. It's busy.
I'm still trying to figure out what, because they straight out said, bouquet of tropical and citrus flavors.
Yep.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different hops. I mean, wow.
Did it say, I hate to, did it say what the IBUs on this one was?
It did not.
Okay.
I did not find that.
Okay. Not a problem.
So the jury's out for me on this one. I don't know. I'm trying to, I guess the good thing, the finish is not dry. My malt is not dry at all. It just has so much going on.
On Untappd, it says it's 40 IBUs.
That's not too bad.
But it definitely, you can taste it more.
Yeah.
And to me,
it's right on that very first taste. As soon as you pour it in your mouth, it like just hits you right away, but then it mellows out right away too.
And it's weird to me, you take that, when you first are drinking it, and you do that initial swallow, I get a little dryness, and then it's gone.
Right.
So it's like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they compare to these other ones. Because right now, I mean, this one it has a stronger hop flavor than all the ones we had last week.
Yes.
So I don't know. It's interesting.
I think, and actually, what they talked about too, the spark for the neon. I mean, there's definitely, like, when you take your first sip, there's a lot. I mean, it all comes through right at once.
Oh, yeah.
But then it mellows out really quick, which is, I think, for me, a good thing.
Right.
Because that spark doesn't stay in your mouth and, like, start on fire.
Exactly. Yep. You're not. Yeah. When it said 10,000 volts of flavor, I was expecting even stronger.
Yes.
It was like, whoa, but it's not bad. Like I said, we can't compare them to last week because this is a whole new category, but yeah, it's not bad.
What are you thinking on score?
I'm going to go 2.5. Honestly, I think it's a little confusing. I think there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
I do like that little hint of like a sweetness from the tropical fruits and such. That still that dryness in the middle of the taste is kind of weird, but I don't mind it. I'd say 2.5.
Yeah, I guess I'm actually going to go probably a little bit lower. I guess there's some good things about it where there's no dry finish. That zap that you taste right at the front does mellow away, but you gotta be sitting down when you take that first sip.
Right.
Is it like zzz, like right? It's right there. So I guess for me, I'm gonna go a 2.3. I mean, it's not bad. It's just wow. That is right there in your face, and then it like backs up.
Yeah.
It mellows out, but it's very unique. I mean, flavor. I don't know if we've ever had anything that tasted that way.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right, because it's almost like when you take that first taste, the first thing I thought was, oh boy, this is really going to be hoppy, and then it's gone.
Right.
I think it's a good beer, but I don't know. The taste was a little confusing, I guess. But other than that, it was good.
No doubt. Well, I was going to try to let you dig out of a hole from last week's questions.
But you decided not to?
Unless you really want me to dig some up, Brad. We could skip them.
Oh, did you have some already? Or
no, I did have some, but I kind of threw them away because they might have been too hard for you.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So you're off the hook this week.
Oh, thank goodness.
So what do we got next? What's the next?
Well, yeah, I guess we can just keep going right through these. The next one is, once again, by Goose Island. It's
surprise.
Another one of their beer hug. This is the West Coast beer hug.
Okay.
It's a West Coast style IPA, 7.8% ABV.
Okay.
What does it says? Hang 10 on a wave of citrusy hop and pine is what the sign says that the bear is holding on this one. Right. This is a yellow can.
So I got just a little bit more. It says the West Coast beer hug is packed with bold hop aroma and a nostalgic bitterness and brings back that malt flavor that lets the hop profile shine.
Okay.
This piney floral, do they mean coriander?
No.
Okay. And citrus beer is all about catching waves instead of feelings.
Huh? You can catch feelings?
Boy, this is like a head scratcher.
Dude, this is too confusing.
I don't know. Wow. And like you said, 7.8% ABV West Coast IPA.
Okay. I looked on Untappd. Oh. Wow.
It shot right out.
Yeah. That was kind of crazy.
And I didn't shake them.
Are you sure?
That was the only one that's like...
Yeah. I was like, all of a sudden it's just spilling all over me. That was crazy.
That thing just like...
All of a sudden, Susie's never going to believe that I didn't do that. Wow. What smells like beer? That would be me. And no, I didn't wet myself. Jim shook it. Okay. All right. After that, we'll pour this now.
Well, it's got
definitely a little bit more...
color.
Dark. Yeah. I was going to say a little darker color.
Like a dark yellowish.
Almost like a...
orangish?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It's like a yellowy orange, isn't it? Kind of.
Well, is it hops?
I don't know. Well, you can smell the hops, but it's almost like a different aroma to it.
It's almost like those things, those alcohol wipes.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Boy, that's a little different flavor.
Oh, wow. So what makes an IPA West Coast?
Yeah.
Is there anything that's in particular that would...
Well, what are the characteristics of a West Coast IPA? West Coast IPAs are known for their hop bitterness, citrus and pine flavors, and clear appearance.
Oh, well, maybe that's what I smell is that pine.
Appearance. West Coast IPAs are usually clear and bright in contrast to the haze of East Coast IPAs.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Well. And let's see, alcohol, ABV are typically 6.2 to 7.5. Well, this is 7.8, so they already got that wrong. So that's enough with the Google machine, I guess.
Boy, this is definitely, maybe it's that pine flavor.
It could be. It does have a little different flavor to it.
There is something, it's not horrendous. It's just different, I guess.
Right. I would agree 100% with you.
And if you're not ready, I mean, this is probably not for the amateur IPA drinker. This has got a lot going on in there.
You know, and it's funny because when you look online or whatever, there's, groups of people that love West Coast or East Coast.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And then they kind of trash talk each other.
Back and forth,
yeah. And it's like, really? I mean, I don't think it's too bad. Definitely has a different flavor.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely an acquired taste, too. I think this is not...
Yeah, I would agree.
I know last week I said I could probably drink just about any one of those a full can of it. Nice. I don't know. These first
two, you haven't found that yet?
I don't know. I mean, I might be able to drink a glass, but I don't know if I can drink a can.
Yeah, I don't. Ooh, I guess I'm more of a... But if you had to pick a style... Right now for IPAs, that would be, if you had to drink an IPA, I think you're right. Right now, I'd say the hazy are kind of more what I'd go to first.
Yes.
And then it's, like I said, it's just different how this tastes so much different.
Yes.
This West Coast did compared to the other ones.
Oh, for sure. And I think last week we actually had one that said it had a pine flavor in it. I really couldn't taste it. This one you can taste. You can taste the pine almost like gin.
Yes.
Pine, so it's like, woo, this has got something. It's got a lot of flavor to it. I mean, it is there.
Yep. What are you thinking on a score?
I got to preface my scores because I'm not
put a disclaimer out there.
Yeah, I'm not a good IPA guy.
Yep.
And this one is just not really fitting into my wheelhouse. I'm going to have to say it like a 2.2.
Okay.
A little bit lower than that first one.
Yeah, I'm going a little lower than that first one as well. I'll go like a 2.3. It's just, the flavor is different. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't know.
Some people might like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there are people that love West Coast IPAs. And I don't know. To me, it's, like you said, that pine is kind of a lot.
Yes.
So.
It's got a lot going on.
A lot going on.
Maybe we should try the next one just to try to
try to get that taste out of your mouth.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely different.
Yes.
Not bad, though, just different.
All right. Well, the next one that we have is by Sierra Nevada.
Nice. So we had one last week.
This is their Big Little Thing IPA, and it says it's an Imperial IPA.
Have we had an Imperial IPA?
I don't think we have so far. This is 9% ABV.
I got a little bit. It says, make way for the little big thing.
Okay.
Oh, the big little thing. There you go. An Imperial IPA flexing a full malt body, restrained sweetness, and tropical hop flavors of mango, grapefruit, and tangerine.
Okay.
So are you a big grapefruit guy?
Typically, no.
Typically, huh? So, it does say it's got 45 IBUs.
Okay, and 9%.
Yeah, so we're definitely ramping up. We're not going lower.
No, it's definitely building. This almost has when I was pouring it almost had a grapefruit kind of color to it a little bit.
It's not bad.
There you go.
So it's definitely got a yellowish color. It is a little bit hazier than the first couple, I think. But
yeah, I would agree with you.
Aroma-wise
is not bad.
Not too bad.
That's not bad.
Wow. For an Imperial?
I
kind of, because I mean, we've had Imperial Stouts, Imperial Port, and it's like really, really robust flavor.
Right.
This was not bad.
Yeah. So Jim, an Imperial IPA.
I was really anticipating.
I was nervous. When you're reading it, I thought, oh boy, this is going to be super strong hop flavor. This is not bad.
So it did, and what you read, it did say there was 2 variations. So it could have been higher flavor or higher ABV.
Okay.
So I wonder if this is the higher ABV one rather than
it could
double, a lot more hop flavor.
That's a good point.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm just talking kind of off the seat here.
The only knock I have on this one is after the finish, and you wait for a little bit, it kind of hangs on. If you notice that, I mean, And then you get kind of that hop
yeah.
taste. You know what I mean?
And all of these first three all have very pronounced flavors.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
They're
way more than last week.
Yes.
You know, last week was very similar to each other, I think. This week, they're definitely bigger flavors and such.
I mean, and not necessarily that I know what each flavor is, but there is a lot going on in
there's
each
a lot
one.
going on.
So, I mean, this is 9%. It does not taste like a 9%er.
No, not at all.
Which is not a bad thing, but it's this one's decent.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It really shocked me, to be
what are you
honest with you.
thinking?
Boy, I don't mind it. I'm going to go like a 2.8.
Wow. All right.
I don't think I'd want to try and drink a 6-pack of it. You know, I think the ABV would end up catching up to you eventually. But I do think the flavor wise, it's other than, like I said, on that after you drink and you think the taste is gone, and then it just kind of hangs on for a bit. That's the only knock I have on it.
Yeah. So this is where I'm kind of torn because it says Imperial. I guess I was, like we talked, anticipating a lot stronger hop flavor. It is not there. So, but the ABV is higher. So it's got this competing. I'm trying to like reconcile all these things in my head to come up with a good score. But it's not offensive. It's not a bad beer. But boy, I mean, you know, like we said, there's a lot going on these first three.
I agree.
I will say then this is probably the best of the first three. So I'm going to go with 2.5. I'm going to hit right in the middle, 2.5.
Okay. Yep.
I don't know. I'm just really, since I don't drink enough of them to compare it with a lot of them. So I think I'm struggling with it. So,
well, and like I said, these are ABV wise, these are pretty high for IPAs.
They're getting up there.
Yeah, for sure. You know.
All right.
You're doing okay.
Well,
we're halfway through.
Yeah, we're
You're
halfway
doing
through.
okay.
3 out of 6. That was our best one so far.
And again, even when I'm sitting here talking, I still have that aftertaste of that one. So that's you know.
Yep.
So
all right. So are we on our last Goose Island?
This is the last Goose Island. This is their tropical beer hug.
All right.
9.9%.
All right.
And this sign says a beach vacation for your taste buds.
And this one is also an Imperial IPA.
Okay.
And it says this big Imperial IPA is juicy and bursting with mango, pineapple, and peach flavors. It's just the thing to elevate your pit tickets or to celebrate your friend finally dumping Alex.
Who's Alex?
We never liked Alex.
Oh, jerkette.
Listeners, I don't know who Alex is. I don't know. I don't know how that ties in. So
apparently, Alex was not well liked.
No, so now we got 2 Imperial IPAs, back to back. So this will be a good test for us, good to see how they compare against each other.
Yeah, 2 different companies,
but they're both high ABV. One was 9. This is 9.9.
9.9.
And wow, so I guess I'm looking forward to this.
You sounded a little hesitant on that. I don't think you're telling the truth.
It looks, you can see
your fingers
through it. You can see through it, so it's not, and it's got a white foamy head.
I really, on the aroma, I really don't get any like tropical.
No, I don't smell. The aroma is not very strong.
Not bad. I'm going to say this. I don't really get a tropical taste out of it.
No.
It's kind of a 9.9 drinks very smooth. There's not really a hot bitterness or bite to it.
No.
Really. And then, like I said, but the downfall for me, or the downside is I don't really get a tropical flavor. It's just kind of a...
I think I'm trying to clean the cobwebs out from when we talked last week. Didn't they also have another one that had a whole bunch of different citrus things together?
Yes.
And we couldn't figure out what that flavor was. I think I'm falling in line with the same thing. I can't really figure out, is this mango? Is this pineapple? Is this peach?
Right.
What is the...
I don't know. The flavor is, and it's got a little bit of a weird, like I said, I wish it tasted more like tropical.
Right. And, and again, I don't taste hops. I don't have the dry finish. The hoppiness is not there.
No.
But it says it's an Imperial.
Yeah. And for 9.9, it drinks very easy.
Right. So I guess
very easy.
Over the last 2, when they say Imperial, they're talking higher
ABV.
Not higher hop.
Correct.
So I guess that for listeners out there, we've learned that. I don't think we knew that going into this. I was really dreading these 2 because being Imperial, because you have an Imperial Stout or a Porter, it is
typically it's big. Really, everything is bigger,
stronger.
And this, like I said, it very smooth flavor.
So
but I just wish it had a tropical flavor, you know.
What are you thinking on a score? You got something in mind?
Yeah, I'm going to do a 2. I like it better. I like it better than the last one, I guess. What did I give the Sierra Nevada again?
2.8.
2.8. Am I going to go with 2.9? I'll go with 2.9.
All right.
I do like it a little bit better.
You like this one better, huh?
A little bit better, I guess, than I'd have to taste it back to, again, simultaneously to see which one I like better for sure. But I guess, yeah, I'll go 2.9.
I think I'm going to go a little bit better too. I'm going to say a 2.6.
Okay.
Because it doesn't, I was afraid when I said Imperial. It didn't really, and I think the listeners out there too that would be scared away by something that said Imperial, I think you need to look at the Imperial plus the ABV and kind of mesh that together when you're going to buy a beer like this.
Yep.
So it's not overly top with hops,
right?
Which is for me a good thing. Because I'm not looking for a lot of hops.
Yep.
I just can't figure out what those citrus flavors are.
Yeah,
that's where I struggle. That's why it's a little bit lower score for me. I just can't figure it out.
Like I said, I wish it tasted more tropical because I think it could have been really good.
Yes, no doubt.
And that's the one thing. Even last week, remember when we had the one that had supposed to have the tropical flavor? I really haven't.
Right, there's just too much going on.
Yeah. It's like they use way too much, and you just get confused more than tasting it.
Yes.
All right. Well.
All right. How many we got left?
We got 2 left, Jim. And remember, I teased this at the beginning.
Yep.
And
you were teasing me.
So this is the first that I know you have not had. I have not had this one either. I've not had this one, but I've had this style.
All right. So what are you talking about?
This is by Moore Brewing Company.
More. So there's more to it?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
More to the story.
Goodnight Express.
Okay.
And this is a triple India Pale Ale.
You say triple?
Triple. Yes.
It's
like 3.
3 times the hops.
Yes. And this is a big boy can.
It's,
as you see,
16 ounce.
16 ouncer.
So I did not find much on this. All I found was hazy TIPA, capital letters. I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure.
With Mosaic and YCH 1019 hops. A collab with our friends at Hop Butcher for the World.
Oh.
And that's all that I found. I didn't see much.
Yeah, I'm looking on Untappd, and that's all it says there, too. 10%
I did see
ABV.
it does say hazy, though. Triple New England hazy.
Hazy, yes.
So you're saying there's a chance we could like it.
There's a chance. And this is 10%. So this is the first double digit that we've ever had
of IPA
on the podcast anyway for an IPA.
Oh boy! Well, it's not. The color's not.
No, it's
like hazy. I can't see my fingers through it.
Yep. So definitely is
a little bit thicker color.
Ooh, kind of a aroma. I'm trying to. It smells like a hazy. I mean, it's more of a
juicy.
Almost a juicier, fruitier type flavor or aroma, I should say.
Not bad though. Ooh. Wow. Ooh.
Oh, we got the face.
Wow, what is going on there?
I don't mind this. This is definitely, to me, it has a juicy flavor to it. I mean,
what is the flavor?
Juicy.
Oh, wow.
I don't mind.
There is something strong in there.
I think it's pretty, I like it. Now, would I drink that whole can by myself? No. Because, 10%, it's up there. But I don't mind it, dude.
But what's weird is it's what I'm tasting is not hops.
No,
there's a different something.
Yeah, Isn't that weird? Because I was expecting this to be really hoppy. Triple IPA is going to be hoppy. Now we did look up the difference between an IPA and a triple IPA, and basically it's ABV.
Right.
That your triple IPAs usually start at 9.5. It said.
Right.
This
is not my favorite.
I like this. I think this is good. You beg to differ.
Well, I wish that we knew. Because we're not finding anything what tells us what this flavor is. It tells us
just that brief little description you gave.
It tells the kind of hops that are in it, but it doesn't. Oh,
I like it. I really like it.
You really like it?
I like it. I'm going 3.2. I like this.
Really?
Yes. I think the flavor wise, very much like a hazy or juicy IPA, whatever you want to call it. 10%. It doesn't taste like a 10% to me. I think it's pretty smooth. Again, can I drink that whole can? Well, you could, but then you're going to be one and done, kind of deal. So
then you're going to be sitting praying to the porcelain god or mouthing it all out. Oh.
So what do you think on it, Jim? Now, this was the first time that you did make a face in 2 weeks, so
Oh, this is not. Unfortunately, I don't like this one. This is not even. I mean, I would have to say, in my own opinion, these beers and the ones we had last week, all those beers, this has, for me, has to be the worst.
Really? Wow.
Oh.
I'm surprised.
And what's even hard for me to describe is it's not because of the hops.
Mm-hmm. No,
there's something else in there. I mean, the hop. There's not a lot of description to it. I don't know what it is.
I agree with you. I wish they would have said what we're supposed to be tasting.
So
maybe that's why they got rid of Alex. Or no, that was the one before. Yeah. Never mind.
So for me, I'm struggling. I'm gonna have to go a 2.0.
Oh my word, we got vastly different scores on that one.
Yeah, this is just does not taste good. There's nothing good.
That's crazy because are you sure we're drinking the same beer?
Oh, you want mine?
you can finish that little bit.
Yeah, this is not good. I
like it. I think it was very good. I thought it was a really good flavor to it, but
my first triple,
and it's not so much.
Oh boy.
Okay. But we got one more.
All right, we better do it before I
might as well
go to the bathroom here really quick.
And this is by Flying Dog.
We've
had a number of Flying Dog beers.
We have it. Okay.
This is Double Dog. It's a double IPA.
All right, and it says it's
12%.
85 IBUs.
Ooh.
Right in your wheelhouse, right?
No, that might be that's outside of my wheelhouse.
So it says wild and untamed. Double Dog is seductively full-bodied brew with huge citrus hops balanced by robust caramel malt sweetness and subtle alcohol warmth.
Oh.
That's the first time
subtle.
Anybody's told us there's actually alcohol in the beer.
Yeah. There's a subtle warmth. That's the alcohol. So we'll start with a little less of this one just to see how it is.
Now the head looks a little bit yellowish.
Yeah, it's a darker
It's not
color.
A white.
It's almost like an amber type color almost. You can
smell a little. The aroma's not too bad.
The aroma on most of these haven't been a whole lot, to be honest with you.
No, it's
wow. That's got some strong flavor there.
Wow.
This is probably your highest IBU that I think you've had on. Well, yeah. For sure.
And ABV.
And ABV for an IPA, yeah. Wow. This would be heartburn. You know what I mean? It's
all day long. I'm already feeling the burn now. It's going down through.
You felt that alcohol hug?
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that is wow.
Yeah, if you're an amateur,
that's not for an amateur. That's not for an amateur. I will tell you that right now.
Don't try this end of the spectrum right away. Work your way up to this.
Wow. Yeah, there is
a lot of
that's a lot, high octane, high power there.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few beers, and this is still burning my throat.
Yeah, yeah. It's
wow.
You just kind of sit there and
you can breathe fire out of this one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is something.
But I don't taste the citrus. I mean, there's more.
Yeah, what you were reading, I'm like, I get that alcohol thing, but
not as much of the. Well, there's the alcohol. I mean, they said the alcohol, so I mean, you got to give them credit.
Yeah,
they said it was going to be there.
Well, this is the first one of all these that you can tell there's alcohol. Yeah. I mean, even that triple, I didn't think you could really taste the alcohol. Where this one, you can taste it.
Yeah, this has got some power behind it.
Wow, it has that dryness for sure.
So, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm gonna go. I'll go 2.4.
Oh, you're going.
I'll go 2.4. It's has a very strong flavor. You get, I mean, the hop bite. This is like one of the first ones I think where we really notice that hop bite to it, and it's not as bad as some of them we've had.
Right.
But combine that with the 12%. And it's like a wham, wham, double shot kind of thing. And you're right, this is not for the beginner. If you've never had an IPA, do not start with this one because it packs a punch.
Yeah, wow. Well, I guess for me, this is better than the last one, the triple.
See, you're crazy. I don't get what you. Whew, that last drink there, that was whew. Okay.
Yeah, for me, it's just a little bit better. I mean, it's not the best.
Yep.
I'm probably going to say like a 2.1.
Okay.
Those last couple were just, I think, way too strong for me. It's even hard.
Wait a minute. This is coming from the barrel age guy.
Yeah. It's the flavor, the hop, the flavor was just a little bit over the top for me.
Yeah. boy. It's, And like I said, and as that warmed up in my glass, that last drink, that was pretty rough.
You got something honestly. Out of that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's something. And that's what I thought that triple was going to be like. Right. You know what I mean? Where it was going to be that really strong. But that one, the last one is way stronger flavor than I thought. So, boy, out of these, and it's going to be crazy because I think my number one beer is that triple. I thought that was really good. And then the Big Little. The top two that I like, again, are these ones that I would say, hey, if you've never had an IPA, start with these. No, I wouldn't say that on any of these because they were definitely stronger flavor than what we had last week. So and like I said, that Flying Dog, you're going to want to be an experienced IPA, double IPA, to drink that one because
crack that one open.
Yeah, that one you need to be a big boy and do that. What did you think?
So again, I always want to preface, I'm not an IPA guy. I don't like IPAs, but I wanted to try them. For me, last week's version of IPAs was like phenomenal. This week, boy,
you still only made a face twice. So
I'm struggling. I mean, and my scores were all like average to below average. So you could tell right away just by my scores the difference in how they tasted to me.
Yep.
But I think the number one thing that stuck out for me was very pronounced flavor.
Oh yeah.
I mean, whether good, bad, and different. I mean, it was. You knew there was flavor. Could I tell what the flavor was? Not always, but it was very pronounced. So it's like you almost have to take a sip at first, just because you don't want to take a big gulp,
right?
Because you don't really know what's going to happen,
right?
And I'm glad that this is definitely a wide open category for us.
Yep.
I mean, there was no hazies in this range. This was all Imperials, double, triple.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we tried, just for my own education, because I was not 100% sure what they might taste like. Glad we tried, but boy, did they taste very good? Jury's still out on it. I'm not. Yeah, but for me, my number one was the tropical, and the number two was the Big Little Things.
Okay, so we agreed on the Sierra Nevada.
Yep.
Like I said, this was very interesting. Just like I said last week with all the hazies, they were very similar. Right. I guess you could say. Where this week there wasn't a one that was similar. I mean, they were vastly different in flavors and such. And yes, this was your first triple. Yeah. So see, you can cross that style off your list now.
Yeah,
and maybe your first double. I don't know if you've had many doubles. I'm going to put some
big black marker through it. Just try.
Never
again. Wow.
Like I said, and I have had a quadruple, but I've only had one. So that's, it's going to be interesting to see if more companies, you don't see a whole lot of triples or quadruples.
Right.
I don't know if it's just more expensive to make them, if it's harder to make. I don't know. I'll have to ask my brother that. But
it's definitely higher. Those are high. I'm sure the quadruple is even higher ABV than this triple.
It was around the 10%, I think. Okay. I'd have to look it up, but it definitely was not as strong as the Flying Dog one. That was, oof. That was all I can say is oof.
So there's some power there.
You got that right. Awesome. Well, hey, Jim, thanks once again for, like I said, I know these weren't as palatable, I guess, for you.
Tolerable. Barely tolerable.
They weren't as nice as those hazies were to us last week, but you were a good sport and sat down and you gave them all a fair shot.
Yes.
And that's all we asked for.
We tried.
So, yes.
And hopefully the listeners can get a little bit more education of what we talked about here, too, because this was not an easy one to do.
No, exactly. Well, awesome. Well, hey, we'll kind of leave it at that, I guess. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. And again, you go out, try these beers if you want. And like I said, if you're getting into the doubles and triples and things, you're going to want to be a little more used to your IPAs before, don't just rush into those because
don't start with those.
They could bite you.
Yeah.
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like we always say, I hope your campfire is always warm.
And your beers are always cold.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.